Hi guys, in this video, I will be explaining how you can implement CodePush inside your React Native application with the help of an open source library called HotUpdater with AWS. Okay, so for the past 2 months, I have been publishing guides on how you can implement the same CodePush feature with the help of open source libraries called React Native OTA HotUpdate and HotUpdater. So these videos focused on the integration with cloud platforms like AWS, Cloudflare, Supabase, and then Firebase storage. Okay, so in this video, I will be using AWS S3 and then Lambda Edge functions with HotUpdater to do the same integration. Okay, so this will be part 5 on this code push series, right? So today is March 15, and then on March 30th, right? What would happen is App Center is going to retire, and then if you are using code push feature from App Center, you won't be able to access it from April 1st. So you have to migrate away from App Center to your own custom solution. So either you can use a paid solution like Expo EAS update, where you have to pay some money for each and every update if you want to update your JS bundles for your users, right? Now, and then there is no other proper options in the market right now to do it. There are some other paid options, but what I wanted to do for my own application was to have a self-hosted code push server to avoid these issues, right? Because we are depending on a third-party solution. So, for example, huge applications or huge cloud providers like Cloudflare or Google Cloud, Azure, and AWS, they won't shut down. So my plan was to use an open source library like this, and then host my JS bundles in a storage solution, and then use some API servers provided by the cloud providers to get the JS bundles and then update that in the app. Okay. So when I made these 4 videos, you can see I got some good response from here. But the thing is, people wanted a solution where they can integrate with big provider like AWS. Okay. So in AWS, right, thousands and thousands of applications around the world, they use, or enterprises around the world use AWS, and they can't just simply use Cloudflare for this cloud code push, right? Because they have so many compliances. For example, they may be a public company, and then they will be audited every quarter, right? So you can't simply go and prescribe Cloudflare and use it. So you have to use your in-house cloud solution to make this. So for that, I'm making this video with HotUpdater, and then I'll be using AWS S3 and Lambda Edge functions for this API server, right? So for the prerequisites of this particular video, you have to have a AWS account. Like you have to have a paid AWS account. You can create one. If you are already an enterprise, you already have one. Okay, that is the prerequisite, and then you have to have your own React Native project, right? So now let's get started. Now, for this to work, what you have to do is the same thing. You have to first install this particular library. Okay, so I'm going to install it. I'm going to copy this. And then the first thing is, this is my project. Okay, this is the project that I have been using for all my videos. So this is just a screen which shows React Native maps, right, with Apple Maps. So I'm going to go into this library, and then I'm going to install this particular. Go into my project and install this particular library. Right. So in order to do that, what I can do is I can go to terminal, and then I can install this library. So the first step is to copy this and then paste it here. Okay. So my particular project uses old architecture. I don't like the new architecture that much because it has a lot of issues. For example, during animations and then the keyboard handling, as well as main thing is the pressables, etc. Old architecture has no problem. We have never encountered any problems with those things in both Android, like older Android devices, and then the newer one. So, and then iOS is buttery smooth. Okay. So, but the thing is, HotUpdater library is compatible for both architectures, right? Now, what I have done is I have copied this, and then I have went into my project folder and I have installed this, right? Like this is my project folder, and then I have gone there and I have added it. And the next thing is, so this is, you can skip this one. So in my previous video, I used a library called OT, right? OT. Okay, sorry, no problem. So in my previous video, what I did was I used a library called React Native OTA HotUpdate. Actually, it's OTA. Okay, it's not even there. So if you have installed that library, right, remove that library. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. The next thing is, Once you have installed that library, what you have to do is scroll down and then copy this command and paste it here. Okay, paste it here and then press Metro. And then in my previous videos, I used Firebase, Cloudflare, and AWS S3. So I'm going to tap on AWS S3. It will install this particular library. Okay. And then if I scroll, it will install that. And then if I scroll down, you can see it will automatically grab, what is it? Like the AWS credentials like S3 access key ID and then the access key. So this is the IAM credentials, right? Like it will automatically pull that. And then the next one is it will generate a bucket as well as the region. Okay. So let's do that. Okay. I'm going to go here and then, okay. Here you can see AWS CLI is not installed. Please visit this and install that. Okay. I'm going to copy this and then I will paste it here and then I will install it. Okay. Now I'm going to scroll down. So Windows you can use for Windows. I'm going to use Mac OS, right? Like I have a MacBook. So I'm going to go here and then I'm going to use command line installer for all users, command line current user. Okay. So GUI I don't want. I'm going to use this. So what you have to do, like for Windows also it would be the same, right? So I'm going to go here and then for Windows you have to copy this command and then paste it in your command prompt. I'm going to go to Mac OS and then copy this. Okay. So copy. What is this? I'm going to copy it like this. Okay. I don't know why they did it in this way. So I'm going to, okay. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to paste it here like this. Okay, it will get installed. The second command would be to copy this and paste it there, right? Okay, it got, so next one is this, paste it here, enter your password. So that will also get installed. Okay. And then, yeah, so you have to do all these things. Okay, I'm going to copy this. Okay, until like let's wait until that gets installed. So the next step would be like you get all these things, right? So I'll explain about the architecture on how this works. Okay, so this would be something called a system design, right? So let's get started. Now here is my Excalibur. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on this and then, okay, so how this backend architecture or the system design works for a scale, right? So the first thing is here you like, this is your app. Okay, so the app, this is not an app. So I'm going to put it in this way. This is your app. And then I'm going to call it as app. Okay. The next one is here you would store your JS bundles. Okay. JS bundles, which is AWS S3 bucket. Okay. So you will do this here. And then the next one is I'm going to copy this and paste it here. Sorry. And then you have one more concept called Lambda edge functions. Lambda edge functions. Then you are going to have it here. And then the next one is something called, okay, I'm going to push this here. And here, the next one, what we call is this. Okay. This is called AWS or Clouds AWS CloudFront CDN. Okay. So if you have seen my previous video, this would like you can easily understand this. But to reiterate with the AWS architecture, right? You can also I will explain here. So you can also do the same thing with what Azure. I don't know Azure. I don't hope I will learn it anytime. But I know Google Cloud very well. So I can also explain with the analogy with that as well. Okay. But let's stick with no AWS features now. So what happens is this is system design. So I'm going to go here and add CodePush system design. Okay. So what happens is from the app. So okay, like I'm going to also add something called CLI. Okay. So with help of this CLI, what we are going to do is with the HotUpdater CLI, we are going to generate a bundle. Okay. So we are going to generate a AWS bundle. Okay. So we are going to we are going to generate a JS bundle and then we are going to upload it to AWS S3 bucket. Okay. And then what is going to happen is, let's take there is an issue. Okay, so real world scenario. Okay, so there has been a small JS issue that crashes the app. There has to be JavaScript issue, not a native issue, where when like you will do proper testing or some mistake happen and like the end users got it right. So what you can do is you can either go through the Google Play Store and the Apple App Stores, 1 day or 2 days review process and fix it, or you can use CodePush feature to immediately fix it. Okay, so how to do it step by step. Now you have found this issue and then you have fixed it. Okay, once you have fixed it, you use the HotUpdater CLI to generate a JS bundle, and then from there what you do is you you generated the bundle, like you can generate a bundle and then you can upload it to AWS S3 bucket. Okay, so that is the step one. Or step one, and you generate the the bundle and then upload it to S3. Right, 2 steps. The third step is, let's take the user closes and opens the app, and then what you can do is, as a developer or as a developer, what you can do when the user opens the app, you can check the Lambda function. Okay, you can check. Okay, sorry. Here, so you can check this particular Lambda function, which will say if there is a new bundle. Okay, if there is a new bundle, what you can do? If there is a new bundle, what you can do is, okay, you can call the Lambda function to check the AWS S3 bucket, so that okay, is there any new bundles? If there is a new bundle, what you can do is you can send that to the end user. So you can send that to the end user. Okay, right. And then the HotUpdater library will grab that bundle, download it, and it will apply it to the app and fix it. Okay, so that is that is what happens behind the scenes. Okay, now what is this AWS CloudFront CDN is? Let's say you have millions of users. Okay, thousands or millions of users. If you directly call the AWS S3 bucket to grab the bundle and then use it, right, what would happen is your cost will skyrocket and you will go bankrupt. Okay, so in order to prevent all these things, you can use a concept called AWS CloudFront CDN, where you can use it as a CDN layer. So what you can do is the S3 assets or the S3 bundle assets will be cached in the CloudFront CDN, and then the user will only grab the bundle from the CDN. He won't directly grab it from the JS bundle or the AWS S3 bucket. Okay, why? Because there's a concept called bandwidth. Okay, if you're a front-end developer like myself and then you are trying to break into backend, these are the concepts that you have to listen to carefully, because it's extremely fundamental concepts. If you don't listen or understand these, it will be very tough to scale your system. Okay, so the main thing here is bandwidth, and then the storage cost. Okay, storage cost will be extremely minimal because you are going to just upload it one time. It would be maximum 2 or 5 MB, right? So, and then only one time you are going to upload it. And then let's take, if you do 10,000 updates and then it's 2 MB. So 2 into 10,000, I think it would, okay. So 2 MB into 10,000 is what, 20 GB. So 1 GB is 2000 MB. Sorry, 1 GB is 1000 MB, and then it would be what? I think, okay, so let's calculate that. So 2 MB bundle, or let's say it would be 10 MB bundle, and then you uploaded it for 1000 times. So that would be what? So, okay, I'll go here. So one bundle, okay, sorry, 1000 bundles, and then this would be, okay, I'll move it here, and then, so this would be what, 10 GB, right? Okay, it would be 10 GB because 1 GB equal to 1000 MB. Okay, so this would be the amount of bundles that is stored in the AWS bucket. And the amount of bundles, not the amount of bundles, but amount of bundles as well as the size of the bundles. Okay, total size. Now, this is not a problem. Okay, S3 handles petabytes of data. But the thing is, the bandwidth is an extremely overlooked concept for front-end developers like myself. But I understood it fully. Now I'm going to explain it why I'm going to explain it everything and why I'm saying all these things, right? So in App Center, everything was free. Okay, you can do trillions, or not trillions, but so much. Like you can do millions of things, or updates. It won't cost you much. Okay, but if you are going to do this self-hosted way, this is going to cost you money, right? They say that's why Expo ES update is slightly pricey, because they bandwidth cost, right? Now the thing is in the bandwidth, right? So what happens? So you have not, let's not go to too much. So you have 100K users, and then they use like you update the JS bundles 3 times a month, right? So three, right? And then so 100K users are going to update or get the bundles 3 times a month. So that would be 300K times. Okay, so 300K API calls, and then from there 300K into, so each bundle will be 10 MB. So 10 MB. Okay, so that means it's almost let's take, so this is JE mains math, like people who studied in NATs and IITs, right? They would know this is some tricks that we use. So what we do is we will convert these things to what, 3 million into 1 MB. Okay, and then what happens is this is what okay, so like it would be 3 million MBs. Okay, right? Now you can convert it to GB, etc. But that I'm not going to do that. So for 300 million MBs, you can either go to Google search or ChatGPT or the AWS pricing page, and then check what is the cost of literally sending 3 million MBs over the internet to the user every month. Okay, that would be too high. Now what you can do is, this is bandwidth out like outgoing bandwidth, which is egress fees. Ingress will be nothing. Okay, let's tell this is the egress. But egress is ingress. Sorry, ingress means going into the database or the storage. Egress means going out. Okay, so I'm going to enter the ingress and egress. Okay. Now what happens is you are sending 3 million megabytes to your end users every month. So this is what is every month. Now, if you calculate it, it will be thousands of dollars. Now, if you cache it, or if you make these bundles travel through the AWS CloudFront CDN, this particular cost will be very less. Okay, this applies the same for Google, Cloudflare, or any other cloud platform. Okay, so if the bandwidth fees is too much because the amount of users are too very high, you will go bankrupt. So adding caching layers on top of this is the only way to scale properly, right? That is why if I scroll down, right, you can see he has like you will come to this point. He has something called CloudFront.net, which is nothing but rather than pointing directly to the AWS S3 bucket, we are going to tunnel through the AWS CloudFront, which will provide us cached bundle values. Okay, because cached bundle values will be nearer to the user as well. So that is one more concept, latency. Okay, so that is one more concept called latency, where if latency as well as edge caching. Okay, so latency is nothing but the cache bundles will be nearer to the user, so the amount of time which takes for the bundle to download will be very less. The next one is edge caching, which is nothing but this concept which I said here, right? So the cached values will get to the user, so the egress fees will be like marginally less, or significantly less. Okay, now all these things are done. We'll go to the command prompt. Okay, it has been installed. Install was successful. So once I have done that, I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to paste it here. Okay, it will get downloaded. And then the next step I will show you. So I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to paste it here again. Okay, so he's saying something, and then next one is I'm going to copy this which AWS one. So I think I don't understand why they are using this one, but I think it is used in Linux, right? Linux based operating system, which I have never used. So okay, we have to wait for that. Now this is the overall architecture, right? So overall architecture on why he uses AWS S3 bucket, and I will also get into Lambda edge functions. It's nothing but an API. Okay, so you have to call an API server to get the latest bundle values, and then once you get the latest bundle values, you have to send it back so that when it hits here, right, it will automatically download the bundle and apply it. This is the same concepts which we discussed in the previous video as well. So if you are going to tell or say this, like provide this particular video or this particular solution to your boss or the higher management, right, you can explain each and everything here. And what I call myself it as is called pricing engineering. Okay, so because each and every penny or paisa, if you are an Indian, is important. Okay, so you have to know the intricate details or the fundamentals of all the things, right? Yeah, so I think let's go here. Okay, it's installed. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here and copy this and then paste it here. Okay, and then AWS version. So this. Okay, I think all these things would be done or successfully installed. So for Windows, try to use this. Okay, but I recommend to always use a MacBook for React Native or any app development because MacBook is far superior. And then I have been using Windows for 15 years, but for the past 3 years for development and professional work, I switched to MacBook, and yeah, it's very good. Now, if I go here, right, the next step is, as I said, you have to, once you install this library, right, what you do, you copy this, and then let's go here. Okay, it's perfectly working, Darwin, and something is generic. Now I'm going to copy that and enter it here, press enter, and then I'm going to use AWS S3 plus Lambda Edge. Okay, here you can see select the mode to log into AWS. Either use access key ID or secret access key. I'm going to use this one. Okay, so it's up to your AWS engineer, right? You would say either to use this or that. It's up to your organization or enterprises coding standards. For this tutorial, I'm going to use the first one. And then what he is saying, you can see the following permissions are required. Okay, AWS S3 create and so you have to create and read an S3 bucket, create and update Lambda function, and then create and update CloudFront distributions is nothing but a CDN. Okay, and then get or create IAM roles for Lambda Edge, which is nothing but the API what it's like API keys. Right? Sorry, the API server. So I'm going to go here and then go to IAM. IAM is nothing but the access management. Okay, identity access management. If you're a DevOps engineer, it's just what like cakewalk for you. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to users and then create a user. I'm going to use what? My name, HotUpdater. Okay. And then next, set permissions. So think, okay, copy permission. I think attach permissions directly. So what he's saying to, let's say I'm going to copy this, paste it here, this one. Next one is AWS Lambda full access. This one, paste. Sorry, select that, CloudFront, paste it here. And then next one is this IAM full access. Sorry, paste it here. And then tap on next. So all these things are provided there. And then I can tap on create user. Okay, the user will be created. And the next thing you have to do is copy this. Sorry, go there. And then if you, okay, here, right? This is the, you have to create an access key. So tap on this, an access key will be created. So this will be used for CLI, right? And then I understand on all these things. Okay, so yeah, next, HotUpdater, and then create access key. Okay, so this is the access key, right? So what he is asking, access key ID. Access key and access key ID is same. So I'm going to copy that and paste it here. And then secret access key is this one. So I'm going to copy that and then I'm going to paste it here. Okay, I will delete all these values once this video is completed. Okay, he is saying checking S3 bucket. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this was a bucket which I created for my previous video, which is, I think this one. Okay, so for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new S3 bucket called, HotUpdater storage. I'm just going to use that only. And then there was a small issue here. If you if you are come to this part of the video, I'm going to show that here. Okay, so here what happened was actually not this. Actually, I think that got missed. Okay, so I'm going to go to issues. So this is the particular library's GitHub issue. So always monitor what is happening here. Okay, so I'm going to go to where closed, and then I think close. So 27, right? This one, I'm going to go here. So what happened here was they said that if the AWS edge functions, which is nothing but this, and then the bucket was in a different region. Right? Region is nothing but the place where all the bundles and things exist. Cloud providers are around the world to reduce latency. Okay, and then for enterprise or public companies, what I would say, regulatory complaints, right? So for example, for EU based companies, which is European Union, you want to have the data points only there, right? If your data points are in the US or in India, right, they won't accept it. It's because they want to store their own data in their own region so that nothing gets put out to the internet. Or like for example, someone invades some other country and then they can take the data from the server, right? Because the data is located in that server outside you, right? Same way for Indian bank side. So Indian banks data is located only in Indian servers, which is prescribed by RBI. If I'm wrong, you can let me know in the comments. So let's say if the data is not in US or Australia, it's in India only. That's a regulatory requirement. So here, let's say if you are in Europe, that's why he's saying Europe. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it only in India because I'm in India, right? So I'm going to tap on that. The error was the bucket region as well as the AWS Lambda issue was, region was different, means it didn't work. Now that is not a problem anymore. They have fixed it. Okay. That is why the open source community is always very good community, right? So if you wonder why these regions are, two according to me, right? This is not a like wide spread opinion. This is my opinion, which is one is latency. So, for example, if I am in India and then the server is in the US, the latency will be too big, right? Yeah, it has to move from one continent to other continent via the oceans, like above the oceans, and then with the all these cables, etc. Right? If it's, let's take, if it's in Mumbai, right, it will be very near to me. Right, that one, and the number two is regulatory. Okay, so I'm going to tap on this, and then bucket will be created there. So what is he saying? The requested bucket name is okay. That's good. We got that error, so I'm going to go through that again. AWS Lambda. Okay, I have to enter it again. So I'm going to go back here. Okay, copy this. So he says that bucket is not available. So I think we have to use a new library. So I'm going to use create new S3 bucket, hot update Gautham video. Okay, this is nobody would have used it. I'm going to use what? Mumbai, India. And then if the bucket name is not gotten by others, it will get downloaded. And one more. Same way, I'm going to use hot updater Gautham edge. Okay. Once you do that, press enter. Okay. So all these things will be uploaded directly from the CLI itself. Nothing you have to do. Okay. Let's wait for the Lambda function is now active. So it's active in this place. Next one, creating a CloudFront distribution. Okay. So it's getting created. Okay, a few minutes, right? So what is going to happen? So all these things will be done. The next thing you have to do is, so in like a env, okay, you did all these things, and then a env file will be created. Okay, a env file will be created with all your values present in the env file, and then that will be used in a file called HotUpdater config.ts, which I will explain now. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it's getting downloaded. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the source code. Okay, I'm going to go to the source code. This is the project, and then okay, so where is it? I'm going to put this here. Okay, it's still getting downloaded. Okay, so once all these things are done, it will automatically be generated, and all these values will be present in the required files. Okay, so the next step is to literally grab this, right? Like use this particular thing inside your project. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go to your app.js. Okay, so go to your app.js or either index or anything. Like this is my app.js, right? Now what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to copy this code. Okay, copy this particular code, and then I'm going to paste it here. Okay, now the second thing is I'm going to copy this one, and then I'm going to replace this with this. Okay, I'll explain what I'm going to do here, what I am doing, and what is this, right? So let's see. Okay, it's still done. Okay, now I'll go here, right? So I'll reiterate these steps. So what happened? Bug. You catch the bug, and then you fixed it. You generated a JS bundle and uploaded to S3 bucket, and then the user opens the app again after the crash. What would happen is the user would check the Lambda edge functions, or we would check the Lambda edge functions, and if there is a new bundle, what would happen is it will check the Lambda function, and then it will, let's say if there is no update, nothing will happen. If there is an update, it will send back the values here, and then it would return the response back to the user. Okay, so I didn't say how this would happen. This would happen with the help of this particular URL. Okay, URL is nothing but a API server. Okay, so what happens here is, okay, I'll go here. Okay, it's still okay. So what is happening now? I'm going to say what is happening now. What is happening here is like S3 bucket was created. So I'll go to the top. I think here. So S3 bucket was created to upload the JS bundles. The next one, Lambda function has been created. The third one is a CloudFront CDN. So what we are going to do here is we are going to, it's a concept called proxy. So we are going to proxy the API server with CloudFront, and then CloudFront will provide us a what I would say is a public URL. Okay, a public URL which we can use it in here. Okay, which we can use it here. Okay, which we can use it here. Okay, which we can use it here so that the app can query it and get the JS bundle as a response. Okay, right. Actually, that is what is happening. Right now, as a app, right? So what I said before was we can directly query the Lambda edge functions, but the bandwidth cost, as I mentioned here, would be too much, and then we'll go bankrupt. So what we are going to do is, so here we have the app. We are going to call the CloudFront API server, which is going to call a Lambda edge function, right? Which is then going to call, like, check if there is any, like, if there is a new bundle in the AWS S3 bucket, and then it will return a response. Okay, it will return a response. So Lambda, like, okay, the Lambda edge function will query the S3 bucket, and then the S3 bucket will give a value back, and then the Lambda edge function will return the values to the CloudFront server. Okay, so it will return the values back to the CloudFront server, and then it will give the values back to the app, and then the HotUpdater library will get the responses, and then it will automatically get it, download the bundle, and upload it in the app. Okay, this is the internal working of it. Right now, how the caching happens here is, so CloudFront has its own APIs, or like internal APIs. They won't show it as, which will cache the values, which are like cache the assets which are being used again and again in their edge servers, or in their edge computing servers, as well as it will make the what I would say, like, but cache bundles to be stored near to the user. Okay, this will reduce the latency and will also reduce the bandwidth cost or the egress cost extremely very much. Okay, now let's go here. Okay, it's still updating. Okay, I don't know why that is. So let's go back. Okay, these things are done. I don't need to download it. So I'm going to go here. Let's search. Okay, so let's go to S3, and then in the S3, we'll be seeing two buckets. This is the bucket. Okay, this is the bucket which has been created, and then the next one would be Lambda. Okay, I'm going to search Lambda. Okay, you can search Lambda and then go here. Okay, you can see, right? What is this? Lambda. Okay. Resources. Why is it going here? Okay. I think it's creating a function. Okay. You can see the function as everything has been created. Now, if everything worked properly, you can see CloudFront distribution deployed completed. So I'm going to go here and use CloudFront. Okay, tap on this. Okay, I think why did it go to global? I think it should have gone to India. Okay, here you can see this is the CloudFront distribution. Tap on this. Okay, and then you can see origins. Okay, what is the origin? Origin name, video, origin domain. This one. Okay, now what happened? Whatever the values which are in the S3 bucket will be cached. Right now, you can see generated env file. So let's go to env file. Where is this env? Okay, env file is here. So all the values will be properly cached. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm going to close these. Okay. Okay, these are the values which are present in my previous video. All these values are now deleted. So what I'm going to do is delete all these things to prevent any confusion. Okay, so this is the S3 bucket. This is the S3 region, and then the access key ID and the secret access key. Okay, now you shouldn't expose these things. This is a video, so I'm going to expose this, but you shouldn't put this anywhere. Okay, so that anyone in the internet can access it. Next one is this HotUpdater config.ts. You can see this is the file that was also generated. Okay, with the correct settings. Now, what is this, right? So I will explain it one by one. So as I said, when an issue happens, you are going to generate a bundle, right? You can generate a bundle with HotUpdater, but you have to upload it to a server, right? To a server, which is the S3 bucket. You can do that with help of a command line, which I will explain next. What would happen is once the JS bundle is generated, it will use all these credentials in this hotupdater.config.ts file and then upload directly to the buckets. Okay. The next one is before, like actually I asked this, so he added this, right? What happened was for Hermes builds, the build was failing or the app was crashing. And what he did was the maintainer of the library did was he literally made sure that the JS bundle, either if you enable Hermes, right, it will like the JS bundle will have some Hermes bytecode, and then if it doesn't have it, like if you have not enabled Hermes, it will not have it. Okay, that's the difference here. And then the storage bucket, database, etc. is here. Okay, now all these things are done. Now we got this one, right? So what is saying? Okay, here, right? Add this to your app.tsx. This is the source. So I'm going to copy this. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to paste it here. Okay, I'm going to paste it here. Right. That's it. This is the CloudFront check update one. See, missing error and all these things are here. Okay. Now the next step. What is saying? Go here. Okay, go here. Okay, so go here. Okay, the env file and all these things are here. Now the next thing is add Babel plugin to your project. So I'm going to go to what? Babel.config.js. It is not present. So I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to paste it here. Okay, I pasted it here. Right. Step number 2, add native code. Okay, if you have seen the previous tutorial, it's not a problem. So still I'm going to copy this and paste it here and check where is this. Okay, so this is what? Com dot. This I will enable this and then I will enable this. Okay, what I'm saying is like like uncomment that. Okay, you should add it in this particular place. Okay. Next step for iOS, right? If you are using Objective-C and Shift, I'm using Objective-C because of previous versions. If you are using Shift, just copy and paste this, right? So I'm going to go here and then copy appdelegate.h, paste it here and check where is this, right? It's in this file. Okay, not this file. And then what you have to do, you have to copy this HotUpdater.h, paste it here. Next step, scroll down and then here you have written, right? Copy it and then okay. So to check this yourself, copy any one. Okay, here you have. What do you do? You copy this. RC bundle shared settings, all these things he's telling to remove. So I'm going to remove all this and then paste it here. Actually, okay, sorry. I'm going to put this here, comment this out and paste it here. Okay. So that's the native integration. And then, yeah, that's it. So the next step is to generate the bundle and upload it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I already made this in my previous video. So I'm just going to reiterate it here. In here, what you have to do in this section, right? Update this one. Okay. So just use this particular command, right? Copy this command and then you can paste it here. So before doing that, go to your iOS folder and use pod install. All the proper pods will be installed for HotUpdater. Okay. So once you do that, you can either copy this command directly and paste it in your command prompt, or you can use scripts like this, which I do, to run commands like this. Okay, I'll show you how. So you go here. Okay, actually it's HotUpdater 12.0 HotUpdater. Right? Okay, it's correct only. So I'm going to go here and then run npm run update iOS. Okay. So I'll show you what is going to happen. So the bundle, as I said, I fixed some issues, and then the bundle is bundle is building, and then with the credentials which are present in the env and this hotupdater.config.js file, it will upload the JS bundle to the app. Okay, and then the thing is, and the one more important thing is, it will not work in development environment. It will work only in production. Okay, so I'm going to search production. Okay. Right. Actually, I'm not going to search here. So I'm going to search production. Right. In here, if you see carefully, so not here. Development. Okay. Okay. I think so it's not properly mentioned here, but the thing is, this particular configuration will not work in a development build. It will only work for production build. So what you have to do is use these two commands. Okay, so use these two commands to generate a build, like these two to generate a production build, and then make some changes in your local and then push it and check the updates. Okay, so I'm going to go here. Let's see, okay, everything has been uploaded properly. So as you can see here, upload complete S3 storage, update complete in S3 database. So let's go to that particular database itself. So this is the CloudFront CDN. That is not the issue anymore. So I'm going to go to AWS and then I'm going to tap on S3 bucket. Actually, I don't need this one, so I'm going to delete this. Actually, I'm editing the wrong one. Okay. Okay, let's go here. You can see, sorry, not here. Here. Let's go. Sorry, I uploaded this, right? Sorry. I'll go here and then in this section, if I go here, you can see 20. This is 8, 6. Okay, so the bundle got updated here properly. Okay, right. So the bundle.zip file got updated there properly. And I'm also going to do npm run c android. Sorry, not update android. Okay, so the android bundle will also get updated properly here. Now, what is going to happen is, as I said, make a production build like this, and then just like make this build and bundle and update it. Okay, what would happen is the HotUpdator library will like check with this particular URL, which is the CloudFront URL, whether if a new bundle exists or not. If a new bundle exists, it will grab that particular thing and then it will update it in there. Okay, so actually that's the entire integration. So okay, that's also updated. I'm going to go here and then what is this? Reload this. You can see one more bundle also has been updated. Okay, yeah, so that's the entire integration. So for now, what I'm going to do is after this video, I will delete these buckets. But this is the thing, right? Like so, as you can see, this was the creation date, which is now, and then everything works properly. The next step for you is to create a production build and then test it thoroughly. Okay, and then have this in your internal pipeline for a week so that your internal testers test it thoroughly for different updates and different mobile devices, and it should work properly. Now, all these things, right? Like what I would say, the from starting from here. So what is the architecture, and then how the HotUpdater library allows us to bundle the JS bundle, so build the JS bundle and upload it to AWS S3, and how we can grab the JS bundle from a particular URL and then inject it into our app. Okay, the next thing people miss this a lot of the concept called bandwidth, and then I also explain each and everything so that you can explain all these concepts to your upper management or your TL or team leader or engineering manager or whoever who's at one more senior position than you, to make sure to move from App Center to a custom self-hosted or self-based infrastructure. Okay. One more is, if you are using App Center, right, you have to make some policies for that or terms for that. Now, as everything is within your own control, like single cloud provider, there is no need to do that. So it also helps in the the regulations as well. Okay, so that's it for this video. Right now, the thing is, you can use this anywhere. Okay, you can see their documentation and get the JS bundle in any way you want. But this is how you have to do it step by step in the AWS server, like generated and uploaded to AWS. Okay, and then see my previous videos on HotUpdater for understanding how the front end side works fully. Right. One more I missed is I will go here, console. Okay, so to make the console work, just go here, copy this, and then go here and paste it and press enter. Here you can see I have this URL, so I'm going to go here and then paste it here. Okay, you can see this is the exact bundle ID which we are able to see here. Okay, go here, exact bundle ID which I am able to see here, which I uploaded it for iOS and this for Android. Okay, the versions also are there. Okay, you can also manage. For example, if you do this right, if you tap on save, that will be automatically updated here and this server as well. So, for example, if I go here and tap on iOS, right? So, for example, if I go here, like if you check these values, that will be updated. Okay, right. Okay, so I discussed all this in my previous videos, but this video, was a complete out and out guide on integrating AWS or CodePush feature with your own AWS cloud provider. Okay, so thanks for watching. And then one more is here, right? So this is like next one is the fourth part. Okay, if they do this, I will make a fourth part next month on April or May, where we'll be using Firebase storage with HotUpdater, right? So they are doing like the open source community is working on that. So once they do that and they test it thoroughly, I will also make this part 4 video on integrating HotUpdater with Firebase storage and Firebase ecosystem, so that everything comes under Google Cloud Platform as well. Yeah. And then here you can see the next notes, right? So the upcoming release for this particular library. So stay tuned for that. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.